of our starting lineups for both teams. First for the Pelicans, the backcourt, Holiday and Gordon.
And he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty. The way he can blast his way straight through traffic. He's really strong.
And you know what? He's super on the offensive glass. Whether he's bagging his own groceries or sticking back one of his teammates misses, he gets it done in there.
And here we go. Parker heading to the hoop. And it's rebounded by Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday established himself as an elite player in a breakout year. When the team decided to move Iguodala, they were looking for a leader, and their young point guard stepped right into that role.
Here's Smith. The pass to Holiday. It's stolen by Duncan.
And that passing lane wasn't open for long. He closed it down in a heartbeat to get that steal. Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there.
And for Drew Holiday, with the departure of Iguodala and Lou Williams, the ball was in his hands a lot more last season. And of course, as we know, he made his first All-Star game appearance.
Well, he really produced, Kevin. I mean, he upped his scoring, almost doubled his assists, received a lot of votes for most improved. And you mentioned the All-Star game. I mean, he's just 23 years old.
Very good point. Knocks it loose. Outside Leonard. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, you talk about the sustained greatness for future Hall of Famer Tim Duncan. How about this number? 13. That's the number of consecutive seasons to begin his career in which Duncan was named All-NBA and All-Defensive Team. 6 more times than anyone else in league history. Enough said. End of story. First ballot Hall of Fame.
The shot's good from Evans.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Splitter. Working on Smith. Shoots from 12. No good off the back of the rim. Going back to Duncan, probably more important to him than the individual accolades, Steve, have been the team successes during his time in San Antonio.
No doubt. I mean, Duncan is just a winner. He's gone to the finals now 14 years apart, first in 99 and then again in 2013. Pretty remarkable.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Gordon with it. Back to Davis. Rebound San Antonio. Pass to Leonard. Shoot from the right block. No good. Evans with some nice D.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit. And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Green inside the three-point line. Gordon with the defensive effort. Tie game in San Antonio. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play.
Well, this season, a new mascot, new team colors, and a brand new state-of-the-art 50,000 square foot practice facility for the Pelicans. It's not just a new paint job, folks. This is a franchise doing some exciting stuff.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, Tony Parker summed up his role this way. Quote, the last 2 or 3 years, it's become my team. Papa's challenging me to become the franchise player. On Tony Parker's greater role, Tim Duncan says, quote, the load has switched over to him. It's a big thing, and he's handled it great. Guys, he's delivered. One of the top 10 players in the league last year.
That's right, Doris. Thanks.
Well, Pop and the team really believe in him. I mean, they trust him, and he's rewarding that trust.
And Clark, you mentioned the new colors for the Pelicans. No longer the purple, teal, and gold of the Hornets, but blue, gold, and red from the city flag of New Orleans. Steve, looks pretty good.
It does look good. And remember the other connections. I mean, the blue is featured on the Louisiana State flag. Gold, a Mardi Gras color, of course. You know, and then you think about the connection to the plumage of the brown pelican, which I've studied for years. And then, of course, red. I mean, the red represents... I have no idea what red represents.
Doubled by Bonner. Anderson passes to Steensma. Back to Anderson. Aminu. So they take the lead. Aminu's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Pelicans. And Bellinelli kicks to Parker. Leads him in there. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Tony Parker really was more of a scoring point guard than a passing one early in his career, but his assist numbers have gone up. Greg Popovich, throughout Parker's career, has been on him to distribute and to become more of a true point guard. And I think he has found that balance over the last couple seasons.
The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Kicks it to Bellinelli. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists tonight. The Pelicans trail. Tony Parker just now entering his 30s. He's still got plenty of basketball, though, ahead of him.
Yeah, he started early, 19 years old, I think, when he came into the league, Kevin. So he's a guy that grew up under the direction and firm hand and sometimes hard hand of Greg Popovich, and now is thriving in an environment that's been championship caliber in every way.
Aminu dishes to Rivers. He feeds it to Aminu. He passes to Rivers. He kicks it to Aminu. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Steensma. And a strong finish with 2 hands. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the half. And Holiday kicks to Steensma. Back to Holiday. He dishes it to Rivers. Cans the shot from the wing.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Bonner no good. New Orleans in the lead. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And there's the feed to Aminu. There's the dish to Rivers. Pass to Aminu. And Ginobili pulls it down.
And little to no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there.
And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Boy, I mean, he just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
And will count. Can't get it to go. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Happy to have you with us for tonight.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Yes, Kevin, a lot of the Spurs' success is because they are able to manage the cap so well. It comes from them getting their key players to take just a little less when they renew their contracts. Tony Parker explained, quote, "I think it's just the atmosphere here, the family atmosphere. For me personally, why I did it was because deep down in my heart, I know Pop will take care of me until the end of my career. Seems that it's worth a few extra dollars to have that kind of security, guys."
Great leadership from the top on down. And Doris, credit the players for really buying in. Here's Davis. The shot is off. Duncan with some nice D. And Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He was head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs.
Green inside the three-point line, and a miss there off the inbound.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding, so important in a tight game. It's been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first 3 shots. A tough start.
Leonard, the pass to Green. It's tipped. And New Orleans pushing it up now. And the dunk by Evans.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Well, I think this is one of the more amazing stats in sports when you think about it. No matter the season or the roster, the Spurs just seem to find ways to win 50 games. They've done it 14 straight seasons now, which is off the charts.
For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist from Tiago Splitter. Leonard's got his second bucket of the game to go. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And that's Evans penetrating. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Evans has got 4 points in the quarter. And Clark, as you said, the Spurs last season hitting 50 wins for the 14th consecutive season. By the way, that's an NBA record. Second closest were the Lakers with 12 straight, Steve, from 79 to 91.
Yeah, 58 wins last season for San Antonio. Greg Popovich calls it corporate knowledge, just the consistency that comes with the experience of the group. And they've been together so long, particularly that core, that I think it allows the Spurs to really kind of cruise at times during the regular season.
Eric Gordon on the wing. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Spurs. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
I thought we might see a little defensive adjustment at halftime, but the fast break continues to be effective.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Duncan brings the double team. Leonard, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so here is New Orleans. 6 to shoot. Double team on Holiday. Smith outside. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Smith's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for New Orleans. Here's Splitter. Fades and shoots. That's good. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Well, they haven't gotten much production from him, but they remain in the lead.
Smith kicks to Holiday. Kicks it out to Gordon. Can't get it to go. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Leonard with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Ryan Anderson, who's checked in for Anthony Davis. San Antonio calls timeout. They're leading by 2. There's 1:54 left in the fourth. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. Despite the deficit, he told his guys, "I've got confidence in you. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know what we need to do." Kevin, Can they retake the lead?
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
He's just got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of high-pressure situation.
Off his foot, and they're saying he kicked the ball. And here's Gordon. Holiday covered by Parker. Just his first attempt. Anderson kicks to Gordon. They grab their own miss. Here's Evans. Off target at the rim.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
And it's Green missing. Pelicans trailed by 4. Holiday goes in. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
Hit his foot. And the official saying it was kicked. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. Holiday with it. He's picked up by Parker. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. Knocked away. Just 5 to shoot. From the stripe. Connects. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And that is the shot of the game.
Well, he's got the guts and courage to take it and the skill to make it.
Duncan left side. Stolen by Evans. Gordon against Parker. It's good. This game is all even.
And that shot sucked the life out of the whole building.
Oh, that was a big one, Clark. You can hear it.
Yeah, that was a gut punch right there. These fans, oh, man, they're struggling.
Here's Duncan. It's good.
Watch out now. Duncan is caught fire.
27 seconds left to play in the final quarter. It's stolen by Duncan. Holiday, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And the Pelicans with possession here. And an intentional foul right there.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Boy, a 3 here would be huge.
Yeah, a chance to tie it up and make it even with the game on the line.
And it's Gordon missing. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
San Antonio, Thiago Splitter. 2 shots.
And no good is the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 3. 5 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
With this much time remaining, they should be able to get themselves a decent shot at the basket. Still, a contested 3 is never an easy shot.
It's Parker outside. Bullseye!
Right back at you. You immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Here's Holiday. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime.